When it comes to flamenco music, I always say it needs to be explained carefully to attract a worldwide audience. I translate my videos into over 32 languages, so therefore it gives a chance to other countries to understand it, appreciate it. We have always loved, in my family, flamenco music. We never knew why, but we did, and I really have a passion for it. I remember it was so rare a music to hear on the radio that when my mother did, she said, listen to that. It's soul music. It's as raw as you can get. I love it. I don't know what they mean, but I love it. But for all you people who think, I don't know what it means, this video comes in 32 languages. I've translated the lyrics, I've done a bit of bio, and I'm going to get you to just understand a little bit about flamenco. Today's guest, welcome on board, is Nino De Leche. I was looking for another Rosalia, and I was considering another pop song, but then I love her singing flamenco, so I searched for one, and I tripped over Nino De Leche duetting with Rosalia, and I thought that would be the one I'll react to. They're singing Segreira Madre, which means Segreira Mother. It's a flamenco song. I have the translation afterwards. We'll listen. I won't interrupt. And I'll give you just a translation of the song because it's not my interpretation. It's different this time. With flamenco music, you give the interpretation of the song and you talk about it. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be short and sweet. But I want you to listen to what I've researched and what Rosalia said. When she was picking up for her album Almaquera and her performance of Juro Que and Malamonte on the telecast featured the vibrant influence of flamenco on her music. Afterwards in a press room, after accepting her trophy, Rosalia, who was the first all-Spanish language singer to have been nominated at the time for Best New Artist, told reporters she was honoured to follow in the footsteps of Joaquin Cortez, who performed with Alicia Keys in 2002. But she did ask the question, I hope it doesn't take another 18 years to have another flamenco performance here, she said, who also took home 5 awards for Almaquera at the Latin Grammys in November 2019. This particular track is a showcase of Nino's music and how he's adapted flamenco because he has, people argue he's not a true flamenco singer because when he sings his music is influenced by other factors. But today's particular track is so fluid, it's so fruitful, it's so flourishing of what flamenco songs need to be about to attract new people. It's not about whether the song is archaic and it's something best left. He wants people to listen to it and to embrace it. So it's more of an anticipation track that we're going to listen to, because it's almost, what do you think of a little bit of modernizing and proving to you that flamenco is raw. You're going to hear the guitar, you're going to hear the vocals of Rosalia, you're going to hear the vocals of Nino, and prove to an audience that it's captivating and exciting to listen to. I've always loved flamenco. My partner's from Bilbao and he can tell you that. A question that often springs to mind, I'm going to answer it today before I play, is flamenco. What is the word flamenco? Well, it has its origins in the wars of Spain and the areas of Flanders and the Netherlands, because people say it's closely associated to the Flemish, because in Spanish, now I'm going to get all of this right, the Spanish word for Flemish from Flanders is flamenco. But the origins is said in the wars of Spain in the areas of Flanders and Netherlands in the past century, which also gave idioms to the Spanish language, such as poner una pica and Flanders, which means to achieve a signal success, literally to put a lance in Flanders. Now it's expected speculated that the name of flamenco as a genre may come from that. And flamenco singing is often both cante jondo, literally deep singing, jondo instead of hondo, which is aspirated, typical in Western Andalusia, and cante flamenco, which can be perfectly be interpreted as cocky singing or singing with attitude. If you leave just the adjective, it becomes just flamenco. Confused? I was till I read it twice. So maybe you need to go back in the video to listen. But that is flamenco, what it's about. Today's flamenco singer has waited long enough, and I don't want to go on any longer about what I have to do here, except say the collaboration of these two people, Nino Aleche and Rosalia, takes us back to the beginnings of Catalan in Rosalia's works, El Maquere in Los Angeles, or Los Angeles in English, the favourite projects of Rosalia's most nostalgic fans like myself. Multimia tinkers with the genre, but that she admires so much, but people feel she left behind with that experimental album. I don't feel she ever did, and I've got enough flamenco music on my channel by Rosalia to prove that. Please check them out. The name of the album by Nino gives us some clues about what the lyrics could be about. Flamenco, a mausoleum of celebration, love and death. And we have seen it reflected in this particular song, says my research. And it's first time for me to listen to Segurera Madre with Rosalia. A song full of flamenco lamentations that sings to the depths of the feelings. Let's take a listen. Let's enjoy it, and let's prove the people wrong. Look, flamenco is something I know a lot of you will say, well, I don't like it, but I always say give it a chance. If you follow pop music, and a lot of people do, just open your ears and your heart and your soul to something that may surprise you, and when it does, you'll be glad that you've listened to it. What am I talking about? Take a listen.
Ay, señores, que desahogan de Dios. Como doblado
yo no tengo aquí a mi lado, ni a ti ni a la tierra, ni a mí me que a mí me vio nacer.
Good God, that was incredible. Absolutely well done, Nina Dolete and Rosalia. Well done. If that doesn't excite you, you have no soul, because flamenco music is truly the original Spanish music that lit the souls of many Andalusian people working high up in the mountains, doing what they were doing, miners, all of them, and kept themselves going on their breaks with the raw guitar and the singing and the interaction of flamenco music. It floods through my mind when I listen to flamenco music, those images. And I pay homage to Andalusia for creating something that is uniquely worldly special. And I agree with Rosalia, we need to hear more. The lyrics, a few as they are actually very powerful. First one was sung by Aleche, so you imagine being in a plather. He's walking into, it's almost like you have to imagine him on stage. He walks into the plather, or in your mindset, and he's looking up at the bells, the church bells, and this is what he says, because he's got feelings of the Sagrada Madre, his mother, inside him, singing this song for her. And he says, gentlemen, so he's calling the gentlemen around him, of St. John of God, how they folded for the mother of my soul, of my heart. So when the bells toll, it's about the men and his homage to St. John, and how everybody falls to their knees, and how they fell to their knees for the Sagrada Madre, the strongest woman, the most powerful woman of prayer. Death, famine, wars, all of it, people fell to their knees. And he says, O gentlemen of St. John of God. And St. John of God is a patron saint here, even in Ireland. But what he's saying is the powerfulness of prayer, how we all give into it at some point. And we all pray. I used to almost like a religious thing because of Catholicism, pray to Our Lady. And so the Sagrada Madre is somebody you pray to. It's an image of Our Lady, but it's an image of a saint, of a woman, of virtue, all the virtues of Our Lady, termed as the Sagrada Madre. So there he is in the plather, the bells are tolling, and he's remembering all the people past, all the people in his life, all the people around him, all the people in the village that used to walk those pebble stones. And it's more or less just looking around thinking, we all have one thing in common, prayer to the Sagrada Madre. Rosalia comes in, she upbeats it with a bit of pop. If I have to go, she says, let it be to return, and dew and the earth. So, in other words, if she was to die tomorrow, may her soul return to earth. And to my mother who saw me born, I have everything I want, but I don't have everything I need. In other words, she inherited her beauty, her ways, her looks, everything. But at the end of the day, as she says, I don't have you here by my side, neither to you nor to earth. You died, but I wish you would come back physically, not spiritually, to be at my side. I don't have that anymore. Not even my mother, who gave birth to me. In other words, as she says here, not even my mother who saw me born. So that it's a male and female's perspective of prayer to the Seguidera Madre. One from the man, one from the woman. It calls the men under the Seguidera Mother, St. John of God, and her is more spiritual. It's about, I accept that you've gone to be by the side of the Seguidera Mother, but I wish you were by my side. It's more personal. There's a softness, there's a reality to it. And that is my interpretation, everybody, short and sweet, of the history, the biography, and just to make it a bit more accepting about what the song is about. Short are the lyrics, but powerful are the emotions. Wonderful is the music, raw with the guitar, raw with the delivery. But in came Rosalie and up-tempo did a little, because flamenco, everyone loves the cascarettes and the women dancing, but it's not all about that, as Nina proved. It's about the delivery of passionate vocals in a few words to deliver a message. And today's message was the Seguidera Madre.